There's a quiet kind of power that comes from reflection looking back, not with regret but with clarity. I used to live in a world where I needed permission to speak, to feel, to say no, to be myself. And slowly I realized I didn't need anyone's permission to live fully and freely. What I needed was a shift, a mindset shift. These aren't just ideas I read in a book, these are truths I've learned the hard way. Lessons that came through moments of silence, discomfort, healing, and self-discovery. Today, I want to share a few of those with you, not as a coach or an expert, but simply as someone who's been there. I used to think validation was a form of love, that being liked, being accepted, being praised was the goal. I didn't realize how exhausting it was to constantly measure my worth by someone else's reactions. Eventually, I stopped looking for validation outside of myself. I stopped waiting for applause. I started to give myself permission to be proud of me, even if no one else noticed. That was the beginning of freedom. Then came boundaries. I didn't have them at first. I was the yes person. The one who showed up even when I was tired, even when I wanted to say no. I thought being nice meant being available at all costs. But I learned that boundaries aren't walls, they're doors. Doors I get to open and close. Not to keep people out, but to keep myself safe. Saying no without guilt became one of the most loving things I've ever done for myself. There was also a time when failure felt final, like it defined me, like one mistake erased all my potential. But life doesn't work that way. I learned to see failure differently, not as a stop sign, but as a redirect, a chance to learn, a chance to pivot. Now, when I fall, I don't spiral, I study. I ask, what is this trying to teach me? And every time I come back a little wiser, another shift came quietly, one I didn't expect. I started choosing peace over being right. That was hard. My ego wanted to argue, to prove, to defend. But what I realized is that not every opinion deserves a response. Not every disagreement needs my energy. Sometimes peace is the victory. And walking away doesn't mean you lost, it means you're growing. And then, this one changed everything. I learned that no is a full sentence. I used to explain myself over and over again. I'd say no and then spend 5 minutes justifying it. But the truth is, I don't owe anyone an explanation for protecting my time, energy, or heart. No is enough. And when I started saying it with confidence, I found my voice. All of these shifts didn't happen overnight. They came in layers, in moments, in choices. But with each one, I felt more like myself, I felt more whole. And I hope if you're listening or watching, you'll give yourself permission to shift too. Because growth isn't about becoming someone new, it's about remembering who you were before the world told you to shrink. Follow me for more.